In 2010, Snickers launched a new campaign with a Super Bowl ad in the US, and it was an instant success. It not only rejuvenated the brand, but it became a global platform, activated in more than 70 countries worldwide.
Shut up, Mom!
You must be supermodels. What do you model, gloves?
Sweetheart, I left my phone in... I'm having phone issues. Bye.
Pete.
Come on, man. What? We said pantyhose, right?
Zip it, shrimpy.
Can you feel that? That's not what your girlfriend said.
Baby.
Whoa. That's not cool.
Eat a Snickers. Better? Better.
Yeah, I got it. What the hell is it?
Hey guys, we're at the hole.
Oh, the Snickers hole. It's working.
It's won many awards, including 47 Cannes Lions, and it catapulted Snickers from the #7 bar brand to the #1 bar brand worldwide. You're Not You When You're Hungry has been called the greatest global advertising campaign of all time, and it all started the day we fired BBDO.
That's right, Snickers fired us. Back in the mid-2000s, the brand had lost its way, and we were kind of part of the problem. We were doing work that was too bro-y, like vertically bro-y. That was the target, but Snickers is a horizontal brand, and we kind of left out everybody else.
Snickers isn't just a brand for teen guys, it's a brand that everyone loves. So what we needed was a big global campaign idea, an idea that was universal, that was going to remind everyone just how good a Snickers bar can be.
So a few years later, the brand gave us another chance, and this time we had learned our lesson. We definitely were going to get it right this time.
We were going to make Snickers relevant again, with a big global campaign that appealed to a much broader audience. To do that, we chose to return to a product truth that Snickers had always stood for: hunger satisfaction.
Snickers satisfies you.
Nothing satisfies like Snickers. It's a good solid snack.
So that was the brief. It was October 2009. We found out the clients had purchased a 30-second ad in the upcoming Super Bowl. We really had no time at all.
You don't always get a brief where the problem the product solves is so real and relatable. So hunger was a nice place to start. We explored a lot of ways into it, and one of the ways we landed on was this idea that when you're hungry, your personality changes. Some people became short-tempered, others became lightheaded and loopy.
So as we were talking about how to bring this idea to life in a Super Bowl spot, we thought about celebrities and realized how many celebrities actually embodied the traits of hungry people. You had your divas, your hotheads, and of course there was nothing new about using celebrities on Super Bowl, but usually they're used in a more aspirational way. So we thought it would be interesting to kind of flip that and use these people to represent the negative. So we started writing scripts where we had specific celebrities representing the alter egos of hungry people. And we thought the juxtaposition of seeing these larger than life people in these mundane scenes with random dudes had potential to be pretty funny. And as we were writing these stories, that kind of led us pretty obviously to the line that would sum it up, which was, "You're not you when you're hungry."
I saw the line before I saw any work, and the line alone, it communicated the insight in such a human, great way. I thought, this isn't just a campaign line, this is a platform that's gonna lead us into the future. Like I just, the hairs on my neck went up.
The idea that hunger changes your personality is actually true, certainly in my experience. And it's true everywhere in the world and to every kind of person. And given the equity that Snickers has and had over decades, really, in the hunger satisfaction space, it felt like a pretty natural place to go and try to do something distinctive for the brand.
Reaching out to celebrities at first was daunting. We just weren't sure if they were going to be interested in representing themselves as the problem in the commercials. Luckily, we landed with Betty and Aretha, both people who understood that it was really about honoring them, and they did a great job of embracing it and getting in on the joke.
Working with Betty White was amazing. I didn't know what I was getting into, having to ask an 88-year-old woman to lay down in a cold, wet, muddy puddle, but she did it happily, and the stud person laid on top of her. We filmed the scene, and when he got up, she looked at him in her charming way and said, "Usually somebody buys me a drink before they do that."
What is your deal, man? Oh, come on, man. You've been riding me all day.
Mike, you're playing like Betty White out there.
That's not what your girlfriend said.
Baby.
Whoa.
Eat a Snickers. Better?
Better. That hurt.
You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
We had high hopes, but the ad was more successful than we'd ever imagined. It won the ad meter, which was at the time the only ranking for Super Bowl that really mattered. It revitalised Betty's career, and it also revitalised Snickers.
So all the clients around the world were excited to take it. And it did spread like wildfire around the world, and it really caught on. But I think the beauty of it was we didn't do what is usually done, which is you kind of parachute some American campaign into another country, and it feels like foreign. Here, they took the idea, but in Turkey and Russia and China, everywhere, they did their own bespoke versions of it with their own celebrities, with insights we could never have known. So it really felt homegrown.
Chung, you can concentrate when you're hungry. Eat a Snickers. Better?
Hadi gönder abi, gönder. Mert, al abi bir Snickers ye. İyi misin abi?
Çok iyi geldi.
And, like with every good marriage, BBDO worked with their local clients collaboratively around the world to bring the campaign to life, using local celebrities and cultural references that they knew would resonate in their markets. And it worked. In the first year alone, You're Not You When You're Hungry helped grow global sales by 15.9%. And it grew market share in 56 of the 58 markets where it ran.
This idea is relevant to so many people in so many different situations that it makes it incredibly flexible. We can all identify with moments where hunger has caused us to be off our game.
Grew up together.
Since 3rd grade. What are you looking at?
We're
not good enough for you. You must be supermodels. What do you model, gloves? Marcia.
Jan, this isn't about you.
It never is. Can we turn the AC up? I'm dying back here.
It's on. Can't you feel it?
Can you feel that?
Oh. Jeff, eat a Snickers, please.
Why?
Every time you get hungry, you turn into a diva. Just eat it so we can all coexist
Turn
in
into
here.
a diva.
And this allows us to create work that makes the brand relevant and top of mind in an almost limitless number of occasions.
One strength of the idea is its simplicity, and it was really easy for consumers to pick up on it. And it wasn't long until they started creating their own versions of the idea and taking it to all the places we couldn't go.
Feel better?
Yeah.
So we started with a great global TV campaign, but we knew we had this platform. And what's great about a platform is it's bendy and stretchy enough to go wherever the world needs it to as new things are introduced and new things reveal themselves. So technologies came that we couldn't have fathomed when we first did the campaign, but the campaign was able to embrace and go with it.
At the time, we didn't have the big budgets to produce TV in the UK. So we were forced to come up with a new and less traditional way of introducing You're Not You into our market. So we looked at a place that hadn't been looked at before and a place that marketeers hadn't been into, and that place was celebrity Twitter. We managed to get some of the UK's biggest celebrities to post tweets that were completely out of character, and then later reveal that they just weren't themselves and all they needed was a Snickers.
Come to something when Katie Price's tweets make more sense on the economy than the Labour front bench.
On a budget of £85,000, it got £850,000 worth of attention for the brand. So the lesson there is that as these new technologies are being introduced, most people just do cut downs or versions of the TV. But since we weren't dependent on any TV execution because it was a platform, we were able to take each technology and do something unique for it. On Google, we bought misspelled search words to reach hungry people every time they made a spelling mistake, to remind them you can't spell when you're hungry. We worked with Google to create an algorithm of common misspellings of their top 500 search terms and reached over 500,000 people in 2 days. On On Twitch, we showed gamers what they were like when they were hungry during a live stream.
Snickers partnered up with Trump SC, Serious Gaming, and Dingle Derper, some of the most popular gamers on Twitch. As they got hungry, they started making mistakes.
Whoa. What's that? No.
Oh my God.
How did you miss that?
And the hungrier they got, the more they morphed into different characters.
I'm not acting weird. I'm completely fine.
Unbelievable.
The Twitch community knew something was up. Then they ate a Snickers hunger bar and went back to being themselves.
We put symptoms on packs so friends could call each other out. And in Brazil, we had one of the biggest stars on the national soccer team support Argentina. And it blew up the internet with WTF Ronaldo until it was revealed that he was hungry and he was not himself, and the Snickers sorted him out.
Gol da Argentina.
We found ways to be more narrow and relevant to specific audiences like students in China.
There is a big exam that 90 million Chinese students must take every year, and they can't let hunger get in their way. So we partnered with a very famous boy band, TF Boys, and introduced personified hunger monster to represent what happens when the students aren't themselves because they're too hungry.
Get out! We even found a way to bring the campaign idea to a place that creators often thumb their nose at, the in-store retail promotion.
We turned a traditional in-store brief into a world-first, real-time, digital campaign that converted online behaviours into offline sales called the Hunger Rhythm, an algorithm that monitored the mood of the internet and adjusted the price of Snickers accordingly. Built on a 3,000-word lexicon from MIT, the Hunger Rhythm analysed over 14,000 posts and updated the price of Snickers over 140 times a day across all 7-Eleven stores. So the angrier the internet, the cheaper the Snickers. It grew sales for Snickers by over 67% and has been successfully rolled out around the world.
Australia, get angry. Let's get those things down to 3 cents.
That is the best thing ever.
Even within the film work, we always find ways to evolve and adapt to keep the thing fresh. We did a deep fake of an old Brady Bunch episode before there was even a word deep fake.
Marsha, eat a Snickers.
Why?
You get a little hostile when you're hungry.
We did a whole out-of-sorts integration of a TV show.
Watched by millions daily, the Dave TV channel is famous for its funny, high-energy, action-packed programs. But what happened when Dave got hungry? Dave became...
Rupert. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You join us here at the International Chess Championships.
The big advantage of having a highly recognizable campaign idea is that, success doesn't rely on some superficial thing, like a celebrity spokesperson or a musical sting or a design element. The work hangs together on an idea that carries into different contexts and still feels like it has integrity. And I think some of the proof for me in this campaign is in some of the work we just did on Super Bowl, the latest iteration of the Snickers campaign, where I think, again, that idea carried all the way through.
Texting while walking.
The sudden surge of scooters.
An artist has duct taped a banana to a wall and is selling it for 6 figures.
Check this out. The largest Snickers bar in the world was just made at a candy factory in Texas.
The largest chocolate nut bar ever.
And this bar is going to be leading up into the gigantic momentum during the Super Bowl.
From the ground up, it was a whole new expression of "you're not you." In this case, calling out a whole world that was out of sorts. Well, as out of sorts as we thought things could be back in 2019.
I dig because suddenly people think it's okay to talk on speakerphone in public.
What was that?
Oh, nothing. Just some lady digging a giant hole.
Digging a huge hole. The world is out of sorts. So fast, we need to fix it quicker. We're gonna fix the world by feeding it Snickers. We're digging a huge hole. It's a huge hole. Dropping it right in. Dropping is a dumb thing to do. So dumb if it works, we all win.
It looks nothing like the Betty White spot, but the idea, the humor, and the product as hero, well, that's still all there.
So an idea that's been around for a decade has obviously been touched by many, many clients and a variety of agency people from all around the world. So we had to create a set of guidelines to judge the work by. We wanted to make sure the work always felt consistent, importantly that it felt like Snickers, and that it never got cookie cutter. The first is, if you wouldn't talk to your friends at the pub about it, it isn't funny enough. If you wouldn't tell your grandmother about it, it isn't inclusive enough. And if it isn't easily explained, then it isn't simple enough.
The thing that makes working at Snickers exciting is also what makes it hard. That you look and see all of the cool ways that people have brought this campaign to life, and you realize it has limitless potential. Which means when you're thinking about it, you have to explore every avenue, every new media channel. And just when you think it's all been done, some other team from somewhere around the world has found a whole new way in.
It helps to have a client who believes in the power of humor. With the state of the world today, a lot of clients are shying away from it, but if you're telling a story that's real and grounded and not going for a cheap laugh, people appreciate it.
I have to take a little pinch. Sweetheart, I left my phone in... I'm having phone issues. Bye. The important thing is that we're going to make you better.
Okay, here's how to make butter. Pour 2/3 cup cold heavy cream into a 1.
Are we on yet?
Oh.
I thought we were doing a Zoom thing.
So my biggest lesson so far from the success of You're Not You is that the best work out there isn't limited by language or trends or culture. It stands the test of time because it unites a universal human insight with an enduring product truth. And an idea like that can work in any country, it can work in any language, it can adapt to changing media habits, to different buying behaviors, to whatever budget the client wants to throw at us. It's what truly makes it limitless and be able to extend way into the future.
The most important takeaway for me, a big global campaign doesn't have to be a one-size-fits-all kind of deal. If the idea is universal and big enough, you can activate it locally to be relevant and funny to all kinds of different audiences.
I guess what I want to leave people with is this. When you are given the gift of a great creative idea that works, commit to it. The evidence that we've seen on Snickers and on many other campaigns, as you all have, is that when you stick with a great idea, as I say, commit to it, invest in it over time. And I think that's key. Invest in it on a regular, repeatable basis. Your odds of success are increased exponentially, and the chance of long-term impact and growth are multiplied. And that was certainly our experience on Snickers.